Good morning, good morning, good morning, family. How you doing today? How's life treating all you great people out there? It's Saturday. My people on the East Coast or in the South, wherever there's snow and ice this morning on Saturday, be safe, be careful, because I don't want to see anyone get hurt or anything of that nature. And my trucking drivers and my blue collar workers that are out there working in this crazy weather, my hat goes off to you, salute, and all that good stuff. Now, you're probably looking at me like wondering why I chose this crazy filter, because I'm talking about freedom this morning. And I'm not selling you anything. I'm just talking about freedom. I was just reading, if those who know, I read a couple pages out of a various amount of books every morning before I get my day started, have my coffee. It's my morning routine. Take my dogs out. That's what I do. Everybody has their routine, right? Now, today I'm talking about freedom because, with it being still Black History Month, African American History Month, whatever you want to call it. Um, and before I went to bed last night, I watched this old movie, can't believe it's old now, called Django, starring Jamie Foxx, Quentin Tarantino movie, great movie. Kerry Washington, great movie, great cast, the whole nine. All right. Now, the whole thing, if you see one certain parts of the movie Django, because it was during the time period of slavery in the United States of America in the South. Um, Even though you had it all over the country, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyways, the main point of that I took away from that movie, because you see a movie or you read a book over and over again. That's why movies and books have one thing in common: they're meant for you to read them or watch them over and over again. So you not only you can enjoy them, but you can get different perspectives off of watching something or reading something over or listening to something over and over again. It's like even when I listen to podcasts, I listen to them over and over again because you can get different perspectives and draw different conclusions from listening to them. Okay, now one aspect of the movie that pointed out to me, Django was considered a free slave after he was freed by one gentleman from Germany, and most slaves on the plantations weren't used to seeing unless it was an overseer. Even that sometimes they didn't even see another black man riding on a horse and whatnot, and looking like he had, because riding on a horse back during that time frame, 1700, 1800s, meant you had power and whatnot, meant that had some sort of authority and things of that nature. Okay, that and a lot of times you would see people. And the main reason, because I saw them, the ones that were working in the fields, looking envious of Django. Like, well, how did he get to that statue? I can't even get to that statue and whatnot. That kind of pristine look in life and whatnot. Um, Even because if you remember, Samuel Jackson was in the movie, played the biggest jerk on the planet. But I love Samuel Jackson; he played the heck out of that role. And he would, when he first saw Django on a horse, he's like, "Wait a minute, I'm the head person in, as far as the slave goes in this house, and how come you let him ride on a horse and I can't ride on a horse?" So, and then him and Django, Samuel Jackson and Jamie Foxx actually got into it in the movie. If you've never seen Django, gotta watch it. It's a good movie. Anyways, it was nicely done, entertaining, brought perspective, and all that good stuff. But a lot of that applies to today's life today, because if you're always envious of somebody and hating on people, then you're wasting a lot of time. My mindset is I don't look at somebody that has more than me and say, man, that's messed up, man. Why he or she got more than me? I'm like, okay, well, if I really want what they have, why don't I work towards it? Maybe even open up a conversation. And the beautiful thing is with social media, we're able to do that nowadays and get, perspective. Well, hey, how did you go about doing, step A, B, and C? So one thing I love about social media, especially YouTube, where you have the opportunity to listen to experts in specific fields or specific businesses on how they got to point A and B. And I think that's pretty freaking cool. And a lot of times, like I said, that's helped me. Like I was talking about last night in regards to how, me listening to Dr. Boris Watkins and then doing my own research, because he's laid out various blueprints on how people can be successful if they're intelligent and do the research and are willing to do the work, as far as investing in Bitcoin and investing into stocks and whatnot. You're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days, but even with a job, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days and whatnot. And I've been very successful in that aspect just because of listening and doing my own research and seeing what works for me, seeing what doesn't work for me, because obviously what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. It's the same thing with a career. One person was meant to be a doctor, another person was meant to be a lawyer, one person was meant to be a scientist, one person was meant to be an IT specialist, and one person wasn't meant to have a career. They was meant to own a business. So they might own a franchise, or they might own a online business, or whatever have you. And like the main reason why I chose this filter is because every day we have a chance to fly to a different destination in our lives. Whether mentally or physically, we all have a chance to fly to a different destination. We're going to go through some turbulence. It's going to get shaky. You might even get into an accident. And if you survive, then you survive. It's like driving in a car. The chances of you getting in accidents are very highly, regardless of the situation, especially today, parts of the East Coast and the South, getting hit with snow and getting hit with ice. So you have to, act accordingly. And it's the same thing with investing. You're going to have some good days. You're going to have some bad days. But what do? You have to act accordingly and see what works for you at the end of the day. And do your own research, because you can't just take advice off of people off the internet, because I don't get financial advice. I get my perspective of what I do, and then I always encourage other people to do what they need to do and move forward from there. Don't just listen to me, Larry, and say, hey, he's told me to do X, Y, Z. No, do your research. If you need to really consult a financial professional, do it, because I'm not it. Anyways. But that's the takeaway I took from the movie Django at the end of the day. It's like when you look and see what somebody else has, don't just hate on it. See how you can really grow from that. See what you can really take away from that. Get with the right people that are doing these specific things at the same time. Because the biggest problem that we all have, and I've even had this, guilty of this myself, is engaging with people that aren't about doing anything but being basic. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. This economy and tomorrow's economy is not meant for the basic people. I've seen in the last 20 years how even people that have immigrated to the United States and people that can't speak the English language, or they speak English as a second language, by being around, having their own little small community within their household. When they go to church or when they go to an event, business is being discussed. Like they're going to church, they're loving the word of God and getting the word of God and whatnot, but business is being done. When they have family reunions and whatnot, they're not just drinking and dancing to good music, business is being done. When they have birthday parties or anniversary parties, business is being talked about. So the word business is always circulating around, not from a competition standpoint, but from a collaboration standpoint. So when you are constantly surrounded by people that want to collaborate, learn, and earn, and make the family structure turn from an economic perspective, from a healthy perspective, then you're in the right circle. But if you're surrounded by people that just want to talk big and no action, brag about stuff that doesn't mean anything, like a 15-year-old, and basically try to outcompete one another, and you guys both have the same last name, my personal opinion, the wrong circle. And even whether they're blood related or friends, whatever, let them go. Keep them at a distance. Don't mean you have to stop talking to them forever, but just keep them at a distance. Be respectful, because that kind of mindset is not going to work for working people anymore. If you're rich, it's a different story. But even rich people always can. Even if you even look at rich people, no matter what circle they're in, no matter what country they live in, they're always engaging, they're always learning, they're always engaging with other people, and they want to be around like-minded people all at the same time. Now they might, so great example, a Warren Buffett might try to compete with a Bill Gates, or et cetera and so forth, or another, or Mark Cuban and whatnot. But these people are still going to get around each other and have an intellectual discussion, and they can still learn from each other. You see on Shark Tank, great example, Mark Cuban, Dame Johns, all these, people that are on there. I don't remember all the names of the show. It's been so long since I watched it, but they compete with each other to get, because they're all venture capitalists, and they all compete with each other to get access to certain businesses when people present them with a good product. However, these people are around each other on a regular basis, and they learn from each other because they all have different backgrounds from a business perspective and from a life perspective. And that's what you want to be around, like people that you can compete with, but people that you can learn from, not people that you're going to compete with and constantly hate on and be mad and bitter and bliggity blah, blah, blah for no freaking reason. All right. You're not going to be able to take off and soar through the sky and, go to that area where there is no limit, like Master P would say. No limit to what you do in your life, no limit to your destination in life. All right. So that's my take on it. I just wanted to say, Continuously be around people that are going to encourage you to do better. Continuously to be around people that help you motivate you, because that's another problem. You can be around a person that's a great person, but they don't motivate you whatsoever. They could have the best personality on the planet, but they're doing nothing with their lives, nothing productive. They're constantly love being basic, and they're thrilled to death about it. They're like a plane that doesn't have any wings or no landing gear, no engine. They're meant to fly, but they don't want to get the right tools or even allow any mechanics, to come put the right tools and do any actual maintenance to them physically or mentally in order for them to be able to fly high and soar and things of that nature. No, they want to stay grounded and not go anywhere, because they're in that great place known as the comfort zone, and no one can grow in the comfort zone. That's why I call it the death sentence. Okay, and if nobody believes me, then you tell me if a 30-year-old is in the 5th grade, that's attending 5th grade classes and whatnot, that's a problem. Now, that 30-year-old is still trying to, grow and evolve because they didn't have the opportunity to go to school. That's another thing. But when the 30-year-old had a chance to be in the 5th grade, when they were of age, 9, 10 years old or whatnot, 11 years old, but they decided to just stay stagnated mentally and physically and spiritually, then that's a problem. Now, if there's a mental defect, I'm not going to talk bad about people with mental health issues and things of that nature, but the people that don't have those issues and had the opportunity to grow, but they didn't want to grow and fly, that's a problem. Okay? So that's why I chose this background, because I want you to fly and sort of be the best person that you can, no matter what your age is, and be around people that have that same mindset, because the people that don't have that mindset aren't worth being around anymore. 2021, it's about getting it done. It's about no excuses. And it's about making it happen regardless of whether you're a part of the stay-at-home economy, whether you're the blue-collar worker that's out there getting it, because they've been getting it through this whole thing, whether you're a truck driver, whether you're a mechanic, plumber, electrician, roofer, whatever have you, they've been getting it. What are you doing? That is the question of the day. All right? So on that note, family, do the great 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves. Live broke like a fool. Going to get a chance to interview my cousin tonight. It's going to be my first time interviewing a blue-collar worker, so I'm happy to do that, because my blue-collar workers, I got nothing but love and respect for you guys, because you guys continuously make the economy go with the pandemic, during the pandemic, just like people in the military do, law enforcement, all people in the medical profession. Nothing but love and respect to all you guys, because you guys continuously have helped people out there that are on the front lines to continuously help keep the world safe, keep everybody, healthy, and making sure that the products are getting to where they need to be, so that people can eat, so that people can get their personal hygiene products or whatever have you. Getting the products so that they can do maintenance on their properties, houses, commercial buildings, paving the roads. Like I said, list, make sure people got water. The list goes on and on. People got light, heat, air conditioning, etc., and so forth. All right. On that note, family, have a great day, and remember, make money moves or live broke like a fool. Take care.